Hey everyone, welcome back to my Dev Web App channel. Today I'm going to build a Lyrics app in React 19. I'll create a form, make API calls, and show you how to work with the use action state hook. Also, we'll use form actions introduced in the 19th React version. Let's take a look at the design. As you can see, I have a header and two input fields, and also search button. And now I can press on search, and as you can see, I have warning, please fill out this field, and now I'm going to provide artist name and also song name and press search. And as you can see, I have text of the song. And let me provide some wrong names. And now I have the error, and now I can provide some correct name and also song name. Okay, it's my life and press search. And as you can see, now I have the text of the song. And let's go to the code and build our application. I launched my Visual Studio Code and open folder for my React projects. And now I'm going to start new terminal and run command npm create vite add latest. Okay, and I'll provide project name and let it be lyrics search. Okay, and select React, JavaScript, and now I can navigate to my folder with cd command and install dependencies with command npm install. And let's check the code. I can open my source files and app.jsx, and here I can remove all auto-generated code. Okay, and let's return some h2 tag with text lyrics. Okay, and also I'll need Axios. I'm going to install Axios dependency, and I'll use it to make API calls. Okay, and now I can start my dev server with command npm run dev and open my project in browser. And let's check. And as you can see, I have my header. And now I'm going to remove all these imports, also use state, and here. And let's adjust styles. I'm going to hide my terminal, and in index.css I'll remove styles for A, and also for button, and also from media. Okay, and let's change this place items to justify content, and also in app.css I'll remove all styles except root element. And let's check. Okay, we have our header, and also I would like to change title to something like lyrics app. Let's check. And as you can see, I have lyrics app. Okay, and now I can create folder components and place here my component. And let me add new file and make it lyrics. And it will be JSX. And now I can add some file for my styles, lyrics, CSS. And let's add some functionality for our functional component. And it will be function, and we'll provide lyrics. And let's return some JSX. I'll use div and make it container, and let's add lyrics container name. Okay, and inside container I'm going to add h2 tag, and let's add lyrics search. And I need to return JSX. Okay, and now I can export my function port, and let me hide all these CSS files. And inside my app.jsx, I can import and use my component. And let me add lyrics. Okay, and as you can see, import was added, and I can close tag, and let's check. And as you can see, we have lyrics search header, and let's add some functionality. Now I can add form. Action will add later, and inside form we'll have two inputs field, one input type text, and placeholder will be artist name, and let's add name artist and make field required. Okay, and now I can copy and add the second input for song name, and name will be song. Okay, and next we can add button, and text will be search, and let me add class name, and I'll just add type submit, and we'll submit a form by clicking on the button. Okay, and also I can add some divider, just tag, and let's add some content inside pre tag, and it will be content. Okay, and let's check. I'm going to refresh, and as you can see, we have two inputs, search and content. And now let's add styles. I'm going to import my CSS file. CSS. Okay, and let's provide styles for lyrics container. And it's a class. And I'm going to make it min width and provide value 30 rem, and also set max width and provide 80 rem, and make background color white, and also add some padding 1 rem, and make box shadow 0.05 pixels, and color will be gray. Okay, and let's add border radius 5 pixels, and let's check. And as you can see, we have some container and also shadow. And now I can provide styles for input, and I'll use nesting and provide styles for input, and input will have padding 0.7 rem for all sides, and also let's add some small margin 0.2 rem, and also make font size 1 rem. And now I'm going to provide styles for bottom. Okay, and add some margin 0.5 rem, and also add padding 0.7 rem, and also increase font size to 1.2 rem, and make background color green, and also border radius will be 10 pixels. Let's make color white for text, and also cursor pointer, and remove border. Border will be none. Okay, and let's add hover class for button, and during hovering hover, I'm going to change background color to dark green. Okay, and let's check our styles. And as you can see, we have our styles, and hovering makes the color dark green. let's add functionality for making API calls, and I'm going to use this URL, and I will just copy paste this address, and for API I'm going to create folder services, and file will be API JavaScript, and we'll add my URL, and will provide the value that I copied, and here I need to use Axios. We installed it previously from Axios. Okay, and let's create some function, search lyrics, and it will be arrow function, and it will be a async function, and I will need artist name and song name, and let's check if we don't have artist name, and or we don't have song, then we'll just return. Okay, and return I need to fix. Now let's use our Axios to fix this import, and use get method of Axios, and I need to provide URL, and I'll use my URL, and I need to remove this artist and title because I'll use it here, and we'll add it inside my variable, and we'll provide artist and provide my song name. Okay, and now we need to wait result, and I will use await, and store the response into some variable response and assign, and let's do console log response. Okay, and we need to export this function. Let's go back to our component, and now I'm going to use action state hook, and as you can see, import was added, and now I would like to check docs. As you can see, use action state hook returns state from action and is pending. I'm going to use this and assign to my hook, and also I need to provide function in some probably initial state. Okay, and for function I'm going to use async and call my function inside that hook, and also I'll need form data, but also they have previous state. I will not use it, but I need form data from my form. Okay, and inside code I'm going to call my search lyrics function with await, and save as a response to variable, and our search lyrics function needs artist name and song name, and we can retrieve it from form data using get, and I'll use the name. Here I have artist, and for the second I can use song. Okay, and now we can return response. Okay, and let's do this console log and provide some text, and I'll need to fix response. Okay, and add it to console log. Now we need to call our hook by clicking the button submit button, and for that I will provide form action and will add to my action. Okay, and our button has type submit, and it should call this action, and hook use action state will call our function. And let's check. I'm going to open my application and open developer tools and console, and let's provide some name. And as you can see, we have Axios error. Let me refresh and provide some correct name and press search. And as you can see, we have data in response, and also we have lyrics, and we don't have some response in our hook because we haven't returned anything in our API function. And also we can check network, but we retrieved the data, and now we can return some value. And let's go to our API, and here I would like to return some object. Let's add access true and return some data inside lyrics. And let's check. We have a response, and our lyrics we have inside data. And let's do it. Response data, and we have lyrics. Okay, and also I'd like to add try catch block, and add catch, and catch some error, and let's do console error, and provide our error, and this time we'll return success false, and error will just send error message. Okay, and now we need to adjust our code in lyrics, and instead of content word, I'm going to use my state from use action state, and I'll check if state is not empty, and we'll provide lyrics. And also let's handle error. Let's check if we have state, and we have state error. Then let's add some h2 tag. Okay. h2, and close this h2, and provide our error, and add state, and add this error. Okay, and now let's check. I'm going to refresh and provide some incorrect name, and as you can see, we have our validation because we marked fields as required, and I'm going to press search, and as you can see, we have our error, and you can change the message, but I'll leave it here. And let's check some correct artist name and song name, and press search. And as you can see, we have text of the song, and we can adjust styles, and I'm going to add increase font size for my tag, and make like font size 1.1 rm, and let's add some class for our h2 tag, class name error, and we'll add some styles for this error, and make color. Okay, and let's add some styles for this HR tag. And here I'm going just add some margin top 0.5 rem, and let's decrease width and make it 70%. Okay, and let's check. As you can see, we have increased font size, and let me close this panel and provide some incorrect values. And as you can see, we have red arrow, and let's check by providing correct name, and from name it's my life, and search. And as you can see, we have text of the song, and also let's check error by providing incorrect URL, and add some values and press search. And as you can see, this time we have network error, and I'll change back to correct URL and provide some wrong data. And as you can see, we have a response from an API. And let's check that we have correct responses for valid data and press search. And we have text of the song. And that's all that I had for today. I'll provide the links to the code, source code, and docs in my video description. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.